Good morning, Tennessee Valley this morning on WTMB. Joe and Kim Palo, as we are your hosts today on this Wednesday, as we are each and every Wednesday. And we're joined by our friend and my compadre, Ron Moore, our Bradley County resident historian, who has got some wonderful information for us today, some history.
Now, this is a man you listen to when he talks.
That's right. He's like E.F. Hutton. Remember that?
Yes, I remember that very well. I don't know quite like that. But, we'll talk about how the community colleges in Tennessee came about. Here, of course, Cleveland State being one of the first 3 community colleges built in the state of Tennessee.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Go all the way back to 1957 when the Pierce Albright group studied higher education in the state of Tennessee. They found that there wasn't a lot if you didn't live inside the big metropolitan areas. Of course, the University of Tennessee had been there a long time. If you were in the Nashville area, you had, of course, a big private college in Vanderbilt. Memphis, you had a Memphis University. You have to remember Chattanooga was, at that time, was a private university. It was not part of the UT system. It was the University of Chattanooga. So the study said is that we needed to have more opportunities for people in Tennessee, and would like to see a college within 50 miles of every college-age student in the state. In 1963, they funded $200,000 to study more about a junior college or a community college type program for the state of Tennessee. In 1965, Governor Frank Clement finally said, let's do this. And he ordered that they be one junior college or community college built in each of the 3 grand divisions, the East, Middle, and the West. Well, the fight was on after that. Who would get those jewels for their community in each of that? And thanks to something that doesn't happen much anymore today, both Democrats and Republicans in the area got together
And agreed?
and agreed
Oh, my
to
goodness.
try to help get this program here in Cleveland, Tennessee. They bought the site here at Cleveland State. It was 108 acres. They bought that and to say this would be a great program. It was right here on the interstate. It would be a great place for them to bring a college to here. And it was one of the largest cities in the East Tennessee that did not have that, meet that requirement, because University of Chattanooga was not a state university. So realistically, the fight went on, and we came along and we finally got the contract. They started building here in Bradley County. The college actually started in 1967, and they held classes at North Cleveland Baptist Church.
Oh, wow.
So and they had some offices down on Ocoy Street. The first class was about 671, 81, I forgot the exact number there, that graduated. Someone that, Walter Presswood was in the very first graduating class, went on to be taught here, and was on chairman of the school board for many years and things of that nature. So classes started here. The very first staff was hired, and some of those people was Jim Sigliano, Norma Davis, of course, Dr. Atkinson, Quentin Lane, some of the early names, Roy Lillard, Buford Guy, Charles Law, Bill Roberts. There's just a lot of people that you could name there. And what really Cleveland State brought to this community, not only was it college-age students, it was that working mom who wanted to better herself now could come to a second shift without having to drive all the way to Knoxville or out of town. They could come here. Like I say, 671 now, an average enrollment about 4,000 here. Let me see if I can name the 5 presidents.
I thought you were going to name all
the
4,000
students. Like
all the students.
We're
Let's see if I can name the 5 presidents.
Okay.
There's only been 5 presidents since
Wow.
1967. It was Dr. Atkinson, Dr. Lane, Dr. Ford, Dr. Cargill, and the current president, Dr. Hyatt.
There you
Dr.
go.
Hyatt.
Wow, what a memory. And brain cells are still in there, aren't
Yes.
they?
Now, the classes, when they first started, guess how much they was on a quarter system then.
Okay.
Guess how much a class cost?
$25.
$50.
$50.
Wow,
See?
$50 per class, and then and you had a $5 registration fee.
Ooh.
So, for $250, you could get 5 classes. Now, that was without books, of course.
Wow.
which was pretty reasonable price, and it was able for people who had never would been able to go on to the University of Tennessee program without getting at least a few years in here. So a lot of people started here and went on into major colleges. We've had a lot of people, instructors here, who've become leaders in our system, like Walter Presswood, Bob Taylor was here, Mr. Losh, who was principal at Bradley High School at one time. All those people are related here to this college, and they've brought great things here. The nursing program alone has developed hundreds and hundreds of people into the nursing program. So it's just unbelievable opportunity. Now, the price of college has went up a little
just a bit.
So that's one thing. But I like to point out is that, you know, a lot of time we say in society we don't like socialism. Well, a lot of time we don't understand the word socialism. Socialism basically is when we pull our monies together and we build things together. Well, here's a prime example here at Cleveland State where a social program worked very, very well. This is the way it's supposed to work for our society. Now, if our Congress in Washington, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, you know, we've got to learn that social programs does not always a dirty word, as long as they do the things like Cleveland State's, or go out back to Eisenhower when they built the interstate systems. You know, could you imagine if Eisenhower hadn't envisioned having those interstates in America where we would be today?
Yeah.
Of course, part of the reason that interstate system was built was so that we could land jets.
Ah, and we've done that a few times. Planes that have been in distress.
It really was so. If we would have hundreds of landing strips all over America, if we was to ever be invaded, but we also the envision of the transportation between the states and counties.
Do you remember when 75 ended?
Oh,
here?
yes.
I mean, that was most of my childhood. I mean, that was it. Was 75 was exit 25.
Hopefully, if we ever get invaded, we need to make some immediate landings on the interstate. They won't pick around the Atlanta area.
Right.
I don't know. You know, I'm thinking, how do we do that? How do we work that one out? Everybody off the road? No. Well, let me ask you this question, okay? Cleveland State. Now, Cleveland State was one of the three that was designated, and it was picked for Cleveland, Tennessee. Another boon, another just all of a sudden our area, just like we did with Valker and Amazon. See, this has been a great place for a long time.
Well, we had a lot of growth. So the interstate brought a lot of industry through here, of course, and you know, I-75 being one of the busiest interstates in the nation brings a lot of tourism and dollars to us. You know, the old Coy River. You know, we talk about bringing a lot of things to our area. You know, you don't think about recreation bringing as much money, but you know, although it's in Polk County, a lot of times down the I-75 come through here. They buy gas, they shop here, they spend the night here. So that's a boom to the whole area. So anytime you can develop the region in the area, and so I think that really, really helps.
Yeah, and of course we've continued to grow, and of course Cleveland State has continued to grow. Bless you.
Excuse me. Oh.
Well, that brings 4,000 students. Not all those are from Bradley County. You have people coming in from McMinn and Ray, and from Polk County, of course, and all around this area. Those people have to buy gas. They shop at our stores, go out and eat out here. So Cleveland State is a huge boom for our community, and I'm very proud. I think there's 10 community colleges now in the state of Tennessee, and we were one of the first 3. It was a pilot project that took on all across the nation too. So Tennessee was sort of a leader in there. We were behind in those 1957s and 60s when the places you had to go was the UT system, and then of course the University of Tennessee now has become a state college. UT absorbed into the UT system, and then of course we built Chattanooga State also just because of the population growth in this area, and then you have things like Pellissippi State up around the Knoxville area. So,
and I think what people don't realize is that this is a excellent educational system here. That if you come to school at Cleveland State, you're gonna know your stuff when you leave. It's kind of a
and you'll be well prepared to go on for further education.
Well, they have changed the semester system now, and it matches classes. there used to be a transfer problem in the early days when you transfer from a quarter system into a semester system like at UT.
Right.
And sometimes you found yourself trapped with classes you'd taken and wouldn't transfer. I'm glad to see the state of Tennessee has sort of fought that a little bit, and the Board of Regents and the UT system have sort of accepted that. There's a few classes from time to time, but you see your classes transferring a lot better now.
Yeah. In fact, we know of a lot of people that have been students here that have transferred to UT to further their education. Of course, they're well prepared, as Kim said, leaving here, going there, wherever they may go, if it be the workforce. In fact, a couple of the young ladies that work at First Health Community Clinic are graduates of the Cleveland State nursing program. So very well prepared.
Something else that Cleveland State has done, was one of the first programs in the state, was the police academy. You used to have to go to Nashville to the Donaldson Police Academy. They got a police academy here.
We just saw them. They were running this morning.
I seen them out running
They were
past
out
me.
this
They were
morning.
walking at the point
Right, me too.
the time I got here. But they had that has graduated thousands of trained police officers for here in East Tennessee. You know, the Lee University police comes. Chattanooga University come here. You know, there people have private industries that have guard systems that graduate here, and then of course in law enforcement, most law enforcement agencies in this area now requires at least associate degree to graduate and then get through the academy. So a lot of people who could not even get in Donaldson can come here and enter and join in the academy and pay for it themselves.
Right.
And get their associate degree, get their training, and walk into a job in law enforcement just about anywhere.
Yeah, and again, as we said, it's a great opportunity here at Cleveland State. So
one of the earliest girls basketball team in the nation was here at Cleveland State.
no kidding.
Yeah.
Right.
And of course, the Cougars go on to play excellent basketball, baseball. Got an excellent baseball program, Coach Mike Policastro, who also is the athletic director.
Athletic director now, yes.
Yeah. So I had the pleasure to coach Michelle, his daughter Michelle, and Christopher.
Yeah, only one problem with Mike.
What?
He's from Jersey.
Yeah, I know. That's why we get along just fine, me and Mikey.
He's in Jersey.
Yeah, we're paisans together. You know, Policastro, Paulo. You know, it's all the same thing. Well, Ron, thank you for being with us this morning and talking to us about Cleveland State. See, folks, you learn something every Wednesday when you listen to Ron Moore. It's an educational day.
And they can listen to him on Saturday mornings
That's
at 10
exactly
o'clock.
right, and learn a little bit. Well, Ron and his lovely wife Debbie, who
Right.
do.
My reunion is coming up next year. You mentioned that earlier. You know, the theme was for that other one. What was it? Country and us.
Yeah. Country, yeah.
Ours is Geritol and us.
Well, you know, and that's good though. Geritol's good. I mean,
Yes.
if you have to take it, you know, you don't want to knock Geritol.
It's one of the better snake oils out
It
there.
is.
right.
You know, I mean,
With iron.
that's
Geritol with iron.
With iron. But in any case, Cleveland State, great topic today. So thank you for the information. And again, don't forget Ron and Debbie's show on Whoop Radio 99.9 Saturdays from 10 to noon.
Right.
And it's Our Town, Cleveland.
Old time.
Old time. I always say
Old
our-
Town.
Old Town, Kim,
Cleveland.
not old time.
Well, that's
Hush,
because
you're
I know,
wrong.
but I got the old because I always said our
I don't
town.
care what you call me as long as
Just
you
call
call
me.
me.
That's right. That's right.
And you do take calls, so
Yes, we
folks
sure
can
do.
call
That's
in
right.
and ask
That's what's
questions.
good.
Oh, we take calls.
That's
Oh, I know.
right.
I've heard.
That's right.
I heard some of the calls. You've got a few regulars that like to call in, and they enjoy updating you.
They like calling on Friday night
Yeah, they
football.
call on Friday night.
They do. They transfer over to Friday night, which is fine too. We talk football, we talk history. It's all good. But in any case, again, thank you for being with us, Ron.
Always a pleasure.
All right, folks, it's 7:03. We're going to be back with more Tennessee Valley this morning. We have Kathy Irwin and Roxanne Corbett on the way. Stay right where you are.
I'm Kathy Guy with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. Call us today for all your personal insurance needs. With 28 years in the insurance business, I have the solutions and pricing you are looking for. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge Chrysler and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television, Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m. or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
How would you like to look and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Anti-Aging, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. He is a licensed physician with the Board of Anti-Aging Medicine, offering affordable Botox injections. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. In addition to Botox therapy, rejuvenate and smooth wrinkled skin. The micro-laser peel treats skin conditions associated with aging and active lifestyles. If you're looking for safe and affordable anti-aging treatment, call the Ford Center for Anti-Aging at 423-614-0535, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest.
Now's your chance to showcase your small business products or services. The Be Your Own Boss Expo is coming to Bradley Square Mall in Cleveland, Tennessee on Saturday, September the 17th. This expo will provide you with networking opportunities and services to help you grow your small business. Vendors will be able to connect with hundreds of potential clients without the high expense of advertising. If you own a small business in or around Cleveland, Tennessee, you do not want to miss this event. For more information, visit byobexpo.net or call 865-368-1095.
Welcome back to Tennessee Valley This Morning on WTNB. We're glad you've joined us. 69 degrees, 706 currently. And we are here now with Kathy Irwin of PALS, who has brought a little friend that is up for adoption. And what a cute little guy. Kathy, tell us about this little man.
We know very little about him. I got a call from one of my a homeschooler that I tutored.
Wow.
And he was running loose off of Michigan Avenue. As usual, infected with parasites, terribly, terribly infected. We've done 2 treatments. He is going to go to the vet to really he's going to have to be sedated for what he needs. But that's okay. He has a lot of issues.
He's so cute. Look at that face.
He is really, he's just adorable. He's taken well to the lead. He is a typical lab. If it's there, I will chew. He's obviously not full lab. I would guess he's got some pit in
Yeah,
him.
he looks like he's got a little pit.
I would guess
and look
some
at those
pit.
paws. He's going to be a big boy.
The people that found him named him Bruno. So Bruno it is for now. He is probably about 4 months. They usually lose their baby teeth about 16 weeks, and he's working on that, and that's one of the reasons he chews.
What's the matter, Bruno?
I didn't know I was going to lose
What's
my
the matter?
teeth.
Yeah.
So she just said I'm going to lose my teeth. You'll get
know.
new ones.
That's a good boy.
Yes. He is.
Don't cry, buddy.
Labs are not for everyone.
Yeah.
If you're planning on having a dog that's going to sit on your lap, wait for 3 years when he's too big to sit on your lap, because right now this dog needs to be walked twice a day. He needs a lot of redirecting because he just doesn't, people, and I suspect, I could be totally wrong, I suspect somebody found a cute little puppy and then he was no
He
longer
was not cute, right?
Yeah, started chewing.
And
And
then
That's kind of what
started
happened with me and
chewing.
Joe.
Yes.
I
right.
found Joe and he was
Right.
cute as a
I still
pug.
chew everything.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
While
Right,
we were
and
sitting
he
over
just
here,
couldn't
he
make him
tried
mind.
to chew on the platform,
Yeah.
and he's already. It's funny. I have an older lab who has been redirected, and he's very good about not chewing. And this little guy picked up a shoe the other day. My dog went over and growled at him.
Oh, see?
Put the shoe down. We don't
That's
do
right,
that.
we
here.
don't do that here.
It's like we don't do that at that house.
Well,
this
no,
house,
Kathy,
but-
let me ask you: if somebody is interested in Bruno, even though I know you're not going to be at Petco this Saturday, but next Saturday, but how could they get in touch with you if they're watching and they think, you know, I want to find out a little bit more about
They can
Bruno?
call me 284-3104. That's my cell. I've been working in the Salvation Army Distribution Center, and we don't have really good reception right there. But if they call me in the evening, they can leave a message, and I say he is doing amazingly well considering the breed and considering the age. Considering I've had him for 2 days, he really is doing very, very well.
Now,
Well,
how does he
thank
get
you for
along
bringing-
with the other dogs that you have?
Dogs and cats, he's just...
Right.
He's
okay.
good. He's just happy. You can tell he's ready to go right now.
Yeah, he
But
is.
thank you for
Yes,
bringing
well, you're
him,
very
Kathy. We
welcome.
appreciate it, and we hope he finds a really good home because he looks like he could be a sweetie, but you could get in a lot of trouble too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
believe you could. I believe
I
you
wanna
could.
get somebody.
All right. Well, you're gonna take a break and then we'll be
Yeah,
back
we'll
with
take a
more things.
break and we're going to kiss Bruno. And then we'll be back with more Tennessee Valley this morning in just a few minutes. Roxanne Varlack Corbett will join us, so stay right where you are at 7:10. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge Chrysler and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
How would you like to look and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Anti-Aging, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. He is a licensed physician with the Board of Anti-Aging Medicine, offering affordable Botox injections. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. In addition to Botox therapy, rejuvenate and smooth wrinkled skin. The micro-laser peel treats skin conditions associated with aging and active lifestyles. If you're looking for safe and affordable anti-aging treatment, call the Ford Center for Anti-Aging at 423-614-0535, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest.
Now's your chance to showcase your small business products or services. The Be Your Own Boss Expo is coming to Bradley Square Mall in Cleveland, Tennessee on Saturday, September the 17th. This expo will provide you with networking opportunities and services to help you grow your small business. Vendors will be able to connect with hundreds of potential clients without the high expense of advertising. If you own a small business in or around Cleveland, Tennessee, you do not want to miss this event. For more information, visit byobexpo.net or call 865-368-1095.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television. Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
Welcome back to Tennessee Valley This Morning on WTMB. Joe and Kim Palo with you this morning on this Wednesday, as we are each and every Wednesday. And it's always great on Wednesday because we always call it Hump Day. We're at the closing end of the week, so that makes it exciting for everybody. It's 7:13. We are now joined by Roxanne Varlack Corbett, who we have known for a very long time.
Yes.
And if I feel like Dan saying that. And your family. We've known your family.
We've known your family
for years.
Many years, and you have
But wonderful.
Good,
and as
good
Dan
people.
and as Dan has said, right, a very wonderful, great family.
Great family.
Varlack, and of course, listen to the Varlacks. Roxanne is also a member of the Peerless Road Church. And she's here to tell us about a little exciting happening at Peerless Road Church, the Salvation Army Community Choir.
Correct.
We've mentioned it earlier. Talk to us a little bit more about that, what it's about.
Well, it was kind of the brainchild of Ruthie. She'd always wanted a singing group as part of the Salvation Army. We talked about it for about a year and decided after the storms that we would try to pull this together to try and just minister to the community and have options for people who love music and want to sing and just come and be a part of a group. So
now, I'm assuming you're going to have practices, and then where will you just sing at churches? Or are you going to sing at community events? How will that work?
Well, right now we have one venue, which is October the 1st, and we're also planning a spring concert, possibly in April of next year. So we won't meet on a regular basis because people have different things that they're involved in. But we wanted to make it like a special event. And so that's what we're working on right now.
Okay, so what's your venue going to be?
It's at Peerless Road, and we're going to start at 7 o'clock. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be some ministries in the atrium of the church to just kind of explain what the Salvation Army does. And it's just going to be a night of music and fun, relaxation, and worship. We're planning to have some worship that night. So everyone's invited.
Now this is anybody that wants to be involved in the choir. This is for anybody. We talked about a few minutes ago. Any talent level, let's say.
Can come, yes. We welcome anybody, and musicians as well. You play an instrument. You know, Salvation Army is known for having bands.
Absolutely, right.
And we would love to have a youth band and just involve young people in that so they could come together. But we're having practice Thursday night at the church at 6:30. Childcare is provided. Terrific. And we just want anybody that wants to come, just come on.
Now, do you have a limit of how many you're going to have in the choir itself, or is it just going to be limitless?
We don't have a limit right now. It's open to anyone. If we need to split the group, then we can do that. We have a great team in place. I've put together a team from different churches, different areas of the community, and we're all working together to help with the music. So that's how we're designing it, so that if we have that problem, we can split it, and we have other people that can help.
Terrific.
Well, music is always something that I think that whether you have any talent or not, that you just love it. And it seems like we were talking a minute ago about the Andy Griffith episode of Barney, you know, and a lower, but it doesn't matter if you have talent or not, you just love music. I mean, it does something, it does uplift the soul, and I think that even that was expressed by David so much in his worship was through music, and so it's a great way so if you don't have any talent at all, but you want to worship and you want to sing,
and we have other jobs,
they'll let you. That's right. They might go lower.
Yeah.
Turn that mic down.
You can hand out programs.
That's right. You can hand out programs, but yeah, just sing, when all else fails, sing.
Now that's got to be. See, now I've always wondered. You know, churches have choirs, and the choirs in a church are people, parishioners at that church that go to church there that decide they want to be in the choir. And most churches, choirs, sound pretty good. I mean, even some of the smaller churches, they sound pretty good. And you're thinking the pool they have to pick from is who goes to that church.
Right.
But it's the choir director that puts it all together and says, you go over there, well, that mic doesn't work so good. You come over here. You go. And they set them all up to where and so I guess this is going to be based on the same type of thing. You folks are going to obviously determine the talent and place people where they're going to be best suited
even
to
if
make
they're
it.
in the parking lot.
Even if, back up, keep backing up. We can hear it. These mics work great from way back there. But how does that work? I mean, do you just how do you split them up? How do you, is each one?
By what they sing, by the parts.
Right.
Right. Well, most people really understand what they sing. They know if
Right.
they sing really high
Or really low. Right.
and then we'll kind of put you in the category that way. But we're planning to open up the rehearsal with just like a simple chorus, so I just can get a listen and kind of see where everybody needs to fit. And we're also planning to have a full orchestra. for live music with the choir. So that's something exciting that we're really looking forward to.
And for those of you who do not know, Roxanne is from a very musical family. They have music in their toes, in their hair. I mean, there's not a member of that family that is not musically inclined, and so you will be in very good hands when Roxanne gets a hold of you, and she will know what to do with you.
We'll try, yes.
She does.
And I'm hoping to have some of my family here,
great.
as special guests to help with it, because, you know, they're local Cleveland guys and gals, so we're hoping to have them here as well to do a little singing with us. So it'll be a really fun night. You'll get a t-shirt if you come and participate. We've picked a really cool color. And you can come and get the music. We've ordered books, and it's just going to be a great experience. We want to really say that, you know, music is for anyone. If you want to come and be a part, you will be loved, you'll be encouraged, and our music is songs of hope, and that's really what we want to say as a group, that there is hope no matter, you know, what difficulties you have in life. Come and sing, you'll feel a lot better.
And that is the thing. People, even when they're really down, if you sing or you hear a song, it's always kind of, that's what brings you up, it seems like. Music is and the wonderful thing about this is that all these churches are going to come together, no matter what their denomination, come together for this one purpose. And that's all part of the healing of the area. Now, this is obviously the first, it's not a first annual yet because there hasn't been one, but this is the first community choir based from with the Salvation Army that's been done here.
Yes, that's correct. That is correct.
And so how can folks get in touch with you if they're interested in maybe finding out more about it? I know they need to come to the rehearsal, but how can they get in touch with you to find out more?
Well, they can call the Salvation Army, and Ruthie will be glad to tell them about it. We also have a Facebook page, Salvation Army Community Choir. They can go to the Salvation Army website as well and find out about us, and just come to the rehearsal, and we'll sit, we'll laugh, and have a good time. We'll do a lot of laughing that night.
Yeah, and that's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night at Peerless Road Church at 6:30, yes. We'll be there till 8, so people need to get their kids home for school. We're trying to get out in plenty of time so they can get home and get kids in bed and all that kind of thing. But come out and sing and meet some new people. The fellowship will just be wonderful to meet.
So now, are the kids going to be able? Are kids going to be able to participate, or what age group? I didn't know if you had like a because it's kind of hard to blend those voices together.
Really is.
It is
like the Gleaner age group.
The Gleaners. There we go.
The Gleaners.
VLB.
VLB. Wear your vest.
Make sure it's red and black.
I know. We can tell we've all gone to church together back through the years.
Probably about 14, 15, and then up can participate. And my heart is that if you're struggling, then there's going to be a choir member there to help you and encourage you and love on you. And so you can come and not feel afraid that you can't sing. You know, just come and be a part is really what we're looking to do. And we're hoping for our venue in April. Ruthie would like for us to record a CD. So that's eventually one of our projects that we are working on. We talked about it at our team meeting last night, what it would involve, doing a live CD, which would be a really fun community project because we love the community to come out. But that's somewhere in the next year down the road once we get our music and everything lined up.
And I guess, too, I don't know if at the beginning, but I guess, too, down the road you probably will have, you know, nice choir robes, attire that they will wear as you guys?
Well, actually, we wanted to do t-shirts.
T-shirts, right.
Because we wanted everybody to feel like they look the same and not have to go out and buy something new to dress in. We wanted to kind of give everybody a relaxed feeling, because when you sing and you're relaxed, you sing a lot better than if you're standing up there stiff and, you know, trying to juggle high heels.
That's right.
So we really wanted to have a more of a relaxed, together kind of feeling, everybody looking the same.
Well, t-shirts are a good idea.
They are.
That's you did a good job. I approve of that. You did good on that decision. Anything else you need to know? You did great. But I'm really excited about this one. When I got Melissa Snyder had sent out the release about it, and immediately I was like, I know Roxanne. And you are no stranger to the program here. She's been a guest host for us.
And a guest, too, before.
And a guest, right. She's just a woman of all trades.
We're trying to be.
Some all things to all people. It's hard, but somebody has to do it.
This will be a fun project.
I think so.
For Cleveland, I think it will be a fun project. And Cleveland is just really a unique community. It was really amazing to watch how everybody pulled and helped one another. And we have some incredible letters where people wrote and just put it in boxes to help others. And it was really a neat experience.
And of course, Peerless Road was the church that I guess funneled all the.
They were the very first
very
setup.
instrumental. They were the first church
center.
to really make a stand to say, look here, we want to help and be part of whatever the community.
Well, they got a call,
rebuilding.
I guess, from the Salvation. Ruthie
To be
called
the
because of the availability, and they jumped right in there. And that I think that's what most of the people, the outsiders that have come in with this whole program and the relief, have been so impressed with, is that how quickly that Cleveland and Bradley County came together to get relief out there, and Peerless Road Church was a very, very big part of that process.
Well, that was just such a blessing. You know, the church's purpose is to serve the community, and as more we can get out there and help people and let them know that this is a place of hope. This is somewhere you can come to get help no matter what you need. Is really what we want to communicate to our community.
Right, and I'm not taking away from any other church out there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the Salvation.
Yes, you are.
Right, there were
well, they
several
contacted.
churches.
Yes, they did, but it was just the very first point of contact, I think, when it just first happened, and because I mean, before anyone really understood the devastation that had happened here in Cleveland, and then of course everybody. But the Salvation Army, I think, is probably the most respected and helpful organization you know, in the states or the world. In fact, I mean, they're worldwide. So
and now
we
it's
appreciate
time
what they've
for our community to heal, and that was one of the reasons we wanted to have this service, was to give people in the community an opportunity to come out and say thank you to the people that have served them, to the emergency workers, because you know we don't always have venues to do that, and I think that our community needs to has said thank you, and this will be a great opportunity for them to come out and say thank you. So we'll have some special little things going on that night. And we have some unique ways we're going to present the music, so it'll be a great night to come out and enjoy.
I don't doubt that at all. I mean, because I know your talent and the creativity there, so I know that the choir will be in good hands, and it will be a great venue to come out to in October to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yes.
and you know what's of course, you know, all the accolades that have been thrown on the area and the community for how we've rallied around each other, and FEMA and everybody, they're going to want to use us as an example for other communities to understand how to rally and work together in a disaster. And I think a lot of that is based and because this community is so, and I don't know the correct word, I want to say religious, spiritual, but spiritually minded, and most everyone here in this community has a heart for people. And that being said, and the churches that are all it spills over, and then of course the community is what it is because of it. I think some other communities that don't have that may not have that rallying idea because they don't feel that maybe as much as we do here. I don't know, and I'm bragging about us. So those of you all over the world that are watching us, don't get offended.
The universe, Joe.
Right, the universe. I mean, we're on. You know, people are watching in Yugoslavia right now. It's early, but they're watching.
And in English.
In English, right. And they're like, what is he saying? Change that.
He's an idiot.
Who knows? What's that guy talking about? You know, what's America? But really, and that I think makes our community what it is, a great place to live. And many people that come here to visit.
A great place to sing, Joe. It's a
great place to sing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And as Kim said, Salvation Army, well respected, and Ruthie has done a wonderful job since coming in to her position there, and the Salvation Army has just grown by leaps and bounds.
Oh yes,
it's amazing. Sure, it's amazing, and I'm sure they're still needing. They would love to have volunteers.
Yes.
In any capacity. So I guess if you'd like to help volunteer with the Salvation Army as a whole, give them a call as well.
Right. And Cleveland is really always looking for something to serve or help with.
Yes. Right.
And I love that about the people here. They're always, you know, you put the need out there, people will come and help and meet that need. And it's a really service-oriented community that helps others. And you can help through your singing too. You can encourage people with a song. Sometimes a song will lift your spirits. And that's really our heart for the Salvation Army Choir. What we want to do is just offer hope through our music and encourage people to not be so stuck in their own little world, but come out and meet other people and serve your community.
Yeah.
So.
Now, again, Roxanne, if somebody's interested, how can they get involved?
They can call the Salvation Army and get our information. They can go to our website on Facebook, and they can come by the church tomorrow night at 6:30.
Tomorrow night.
And just check us out. That's right.
That's
and
right.
we'll stick you somewhere.
Right. We'll put you somewhere. That's right.
The Salvation Army Community Choir starts tomorrow.
How fun. That's going to be a good thing. I'm
excited. That is going to be great. Roxanne, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate it. Of course, as we said, Roxanne, a co-host, a guest, and soon she's going to just be doing the show by herself. We'll have her
That's right.
In Yugoslavia.
In Yugoslavia, right.
In English.
Right.
Well, practice up on that Yugoslavian accent.
That's right.
All right, folks. Well, it's 7:29. Real quick, we do have mostly sunny skies forecast for today with a high of 91. It's about 70 degrees currently. We are sure glad that you've joined us this morning on Tennessee Valley This Morning. We thank you for that. We hope that you'll join us again tomorrow. Nancy Kaysen will be our host.
Yes, she will.
And her guest host is?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's the guest host. And he'll do a great job. He does a great job. And so that'll be tomorrow. And then, of course, Dan comes back on Friday. And, special announcement. On Friday, folks, on Tennessee Valley This Morning, we will have a special interview Dan Howell will have with our state senator, Bob Corker, who will be here on Tennessee Valley This Morning for about a half-hour little question and answer session. So
and you didn't think we were important.
That's right. Bob Corker.
And that we knew anything.
Bob will be out there. Bob is out here, right? Staying at the house, you know. Cup of coffee.
He's cooking breakfast now as I speak.
I tell you what.
He said, Kim, can I do anything? I said, breakfast.
Right, which, you know, he does. He does quite well. I told him I'm still on a diet, so a little bit light, and he's been made a little breakfast for me different.
He just rolled his eyes. He just
anyway,
rolled his eyes.
Friday, Dan and Bob Corker, have yourself a good Wednesday. We'll see you next Wednesday on Tennessee Valley This Morning. Thanks for watching.